Okay, Caden. Okay. Bad. You can stop. I'll do your video idea. I'm just kidding, Caden. But the reason I kind of held off on this is because I don't know what kind of criteria to rank a stadium on. Like, what is there to do? I haven't been there. So I'll do my best because you guys want to see this video, obviously. I know you guys are going to get mad at this video, but I'm sorry. But what I am going to do, though, is I'm going to go to a website that's ranking their opinion, not mine, their opinion. They're ranking the stadiums from 31 to 1. Why 32 and not 1? You should have caught it, because the Jets and Giants share a stadium. That's why it's only 31. But I'm going to let a random website rank the stadiums, and then I'm going to rate them. How am I going to rate them? I'm going to rate them on a scale. I'm going to rate them on a scale of, like, shapes. The more sides the shape has, that's the higher the rating. So each stadium I'm going to rate, like, square is better than triangle. Okay, nah, never mind. That's too freaking complicated. We'll just do a ranking. We'll rank each stadium 1 through 10. Hopefully, guys, do enjoy today's video. And if you do, make sure to drop a like on the video, because every like really does help out the channel a lot. So let's see if we can smash 2,000 likes for today's video. Be sure to click the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Once we do hit 200,000 subscribers, I am going to be doing a massive console giveaway to you guys. So be sure to subscribe to have a chance to take part in an incredible giveaway. And if you want to have another chance to win a console, I am doing an Instagram console giveaway once we do hit 10,000 followers, so be sure to go follow my Instagram if you haven't, link in the description box below. Also, make sure to turn on the notification bell and have it selected to all videos so you do not miss any uploads on the channel. And starting today, I am going to start shouting out a comment every single video. The comment's going to be from the previous uploaded video, and one of the first 15 people to comment will be selected to be shouted out for my next video, so make sure you have notifications on to have a chance to be shouted out. As always, hang in their merch, top of the description box below. Every single dollar earned from the shirt sales is going directly to charity, getting so close to our goal of shirt sales, so be sure to go buy a shirt to be a part of a great cause while also rocking some awesome merch. Long intro RBT over with. Let's get into the rest of the video. But yeah, let's do this because it's getting late and my arm's getting really tired from holding up my camera. So like I said, we're going by this website. They're ranking the stadiums from worst to best. And don't be triggered at me, be triggered at Thrillist.com. But their 31st and worst stadium in the NFL is the Oakland-Alameda County Coliseum, the home stadium of the Oakland Raiders, which is kind of awkward because they won't be here for much longer. But from what I know, it's pretty much from what everybody says a dump. Like, I mean, they always pack out games and such, but most people say it's not that aesthetically pleasing on the inside. And it said an interesting fact, it cost $250,000 to convert the stadium from a football field to a baseball field and vice versa each time. That's a lot of money that I don't have. But I'll give them, I don't really know how to rank these stadiums, man. Just from what people say, I guess I'll go 6 out of 10. Next we have the LA Coliseum, the current home and temporary home, I think, of the Los Angeles Rams. I don't know why it's ranked 30th. It's not a bad stadium. Actually, was the only stadium in the US to hold the Olympics twice. So that's pretty cool. But from what I know, I mean, it's in LA. That's pretty awesome. It's a pretty big stadium. Like, I don't know what's wrong with it, why it's ranked 30th. I'll go like 8 out of 10. New Era Field, home of the Buffalo Bills. From what everybody says, and I guess it kind of makes sense, if you took off the upper bowl, it does kind of look like a high school or like very mid-tier college stadium. And it's funny because it's a capacity of 72,000, but I think the actual city the stadium's in only has 28,000 people that live there, which is hilarious. But just because it kind of looks like a high school stadium and does not really resemble an NFL stadium, I'll say like probably 6.5 out of 10. Mercedes-Benz Superdome, home of the New Orleans Saints. And most famously known for having the power going out during this Super Bowl right here. But it's a pretty iconic stadium, but at the same time, it does have a lot of renovations that could be made. It's not in the greatest of areas in New Orleans, but I mean, it still is a traditional, like, iconic stadium, and it's always so freaking loud, so it's not that bad. It could use some renovations, but I'll still say an 8 out of 10. 27th, Everbank Field, Jacksonville Jaguars. I think the reason why it's ranked so low is because not that many people actually show up to the games. Well, especially before last year, because they weren't really that good. Then last year they did pretty good, which made them draw some more fans. But it's just not the greatest stadium. It's pretty cool though. It does have 2 swimming pools in it, but it's not the best. I don't think it's the worst. I don't really know what's wrong with it, aside from it's just like the Jaguars Stadium. So I'll go like 7.5 out of 10. Soldier Field, home of the Chicago Bears. Another pretty iconic stadium in terms of the NFL. I don't know why they have it ranked so bad. The stadium itself looks pretty modern and pretty cool. At the same time, it's pretty traditional. So I don't know what's wrong with it. I'll say 8 out of 10. Lincoln Financial Field, home of the Philadelphia Eagles. And once again, I don't really know why this website has them ranked so low as one of the worst stadiums. I guess possibly because the Eagles fans can be mean. If you've seen some videos of Eagles fans from this past year, they can be mean, but that has nothing to do with the stadium. The stadium's pretty big, pretty modern. This is hard to do. I'll say 8.5 out of 10. Bank of America Stadium, home of the Carolina Panthers. And this stadium, I always see when I fly and have to stop in North Carolina. Never fails that I see this stadium. But once again, it's a very modern stadium, a pretty nice looking stadium, and I tried to delve deeper into this website and tried to read why they have some of these stadiums ranked so low. But they genuinely have no reason why. They actually only say good things about them. So because it's a good looking stadium, and because I see it a lot, I'll go 9 out of 10. So this one actually hits home. Nissan Stadium, home of my Tennessee Titans. One of the few actual NFL stadiums I've actually stepped foot in. I actually got to see them play about 4 or 5 years ago when we played the Patriots. And this is like one of the only ones I have an actual opinion of because I was there. And as a Titans fan, you might find this surprising, but I'm not the biggest fan of this stadium. It's just dead. It's so dead, and I mean, I hate to be harsh on my own team, but we need a massive upgrade. Like, this is probably one of the worst stadiums constructional-wise, and just like atmosphere-wise in the entirety of the NFL. I've been to baseball games that were more loud than the game I went to when we were playing the Patriots, so I'm sad to say this, but I'm going to say a 6 out of 10. Fedex Field, home of the Washington Redskins. And actually pretty funny, they had to remove some stands the past couple years because the attendance is getting bad. Probably because it's always so cold there when they play. But anyways, I mean, the stadium looks pretty cool, but because of dwindling attendance, there must be something wrong with the stadium that I don't know, or maybe they just hate their team. I'll go 7.5 out of 10. Levi Stadium, home of the San Francisco 49ers. One of the newest home stadiums in the NFL. When you look at it, I mean, it looks awesome. It's super modern, looks super cool, super big, although there wasn't many fans at the games last year. I think it's a pretty awesome stadium. The only downfall for San Francisco 49ers fans is the stadium's actually 45 miles from San Francisco, which is kind of strange when your name is the San Francisco 49ers. But I think it looks cool. Don't have a problem with it. I'll go 9 out of 10. First Nrg Stadium, home of the Cleveland Browns. It's a pretty cool stadium. Although they have not won many games the last couple of years, they still continue to have an awesome atmosphere and to have a pretty awesome fan experience for the home fans that don't get to experience a lot of wins. But famous for their dog pound, I'm going to give them a good rating. Don't know why they're 20th. I'll go 9 out of 10. Paul Brown Stadium, home of the Cincinnati Bengals. Actually, a super cool looking stadium overlooking a river. What else could you want more? I'm going to say a 9 out of 10. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. Looks awesome. Sports Authority Field at Mile High, home of the Denver Broncos. And probably for the rest of this list, I don't know what to say because I don't see anything wrong with these stadiums. And Mile High Stadium is pretty iconic in itself. Really cool stadium, always packed. I mean, nothing wrong with it. Like a 9 out of 10 again. Metlife Stadium, home to both the New York Giants and New York Jets. The only stadium in the NFL to be the home of 2 separate NFL franchises. It's big. It's actually not even in New York, it's in New Jersey. And it looks pretty cool. I don't know, it's not unique looking. It's cool and big, but not a unique feel like Levi Stadium or maybe the Bengals Stadium. But I mean, there's still nothing wrong with it. Like an 8.5 out of 10. Stubhub Center, home of the LA Chargers. And this website makes no sense whatsoever to me. How is the Stubhub Center ranked 16th ahead of like the Eagle Stadium, Mile High Stadium, etc.? Like, what the heck? This is a soccer stadium. For a soccer stadium, it's an incredible stadium. But for an NFL franchise, it's like hilarious. Only like 20-30,000 people can go to these games, and I don't even think half of the stadium was filled up last year. This is just not NFL stadium caliber. And how this website has him ranked 16th, I don't know. Like, I mean, once again, if this was a soccer stadium, perfect. But for an NFL stadium, 5 out of 10. Ford Field, home of the Detroit Lions. A pretty cool indoor stadium. Pretty awesome, pretty big. It's very modern. Once again, dog, I don't know what else you want me to say. I'm going to say a 9 out of 10. Nrg Stadium, home of the Houston Texans. Once again, another awesome indoor stadium. It does have a retractable roof, so if they want it to be open, they can. But pretty awesome, because in Houston, if it was outdoors all the time, dog, it would be so hot. But it's a super modern stadium. Very nice. One of the most modern stadiums in the NFL. Like, probably the best rating thus far. Super cool stadium. Probably 9.5 out of 10. University of Phoenix Stadium, home of the Arizona Cardinals. Named after a university. That's awesome. But another indoor stadium. Pretty cool stadium, pretty modern, very iconic too. I mean, it's been the home of so many big games, home of the Fiesta Bowl too. Always packed, nothing wrong with it. 9 out of 10. Arrowhead Stadium, home of the Kansas City Chiefs. Actually, probably this stadium has one of the best constructions in terms of like helping out the atmosphere in the NFL. It probably is one of the best atmospheres in the NFL. Big stadium, 9 out of 10. Raymond James Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A big stadium, pretty modern, but I don't think it's like hardly ever packed out. So the atmosphere is probably not the greatest in the world. I know South Florida plays there, and maybe 4 fans show up every game. But in terms of the stadium and its like modernness, it's not a bad stadium at all. But because of the atmosphere, I'll say 8 out of 10. at&t Bank Stadium, home of the Baltimore Ravens. I actually did not step foot in this stadium, but I did see Sammy Sosa play with the Baltimore Orioles, and their stadiums are like right next to each other. But for the most part, once again, a stadium that has an awesome atmosphere, very big, very modern, nothing really wrong with it. I think it's a good stadium, 9 out of 10. Gillette Stadium, home of the New England Patriots. An awesome stadium, once again, one of the most iconic in the league. The only reason this doesn't get like a 9.5 or 10 out of 10 is because for the fans it kind of sucks because Gillette Stadium is like in the middle of nowhere. Foxborough is like 45 to 50 minutes away from Boston. That's the only bad thing about it, and it's probably cold a lot. So I'll go 9 out of 10 instead of 9.5. Lucas Oil Stadium, home of the Indianapolis Colts. Another awesome indoor stadium with a retractable roof where they have the combine 99% of the time, and it's only home to like 62,000 fans, which is about average in the NFL. But once again, it's just a good stadium, 9 out of 10. Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Dolphins. Actually, it was just renovated in 2016, so it made some pretty big differences to the stadium. So it's a pretty solid stadium. Like Miami sports franchises just don't get the support at home. And even though Miami Dolphins, one of the most historic teams in NFL history, I just don't know how the atmosphere actually is when the games aren't always necessarily sold out. But still, a pretty cool stadium nonetheless. I'm just ranking the stadium, so I still don't know what you guys want me to do. I'm trying my best. I'll go 9 out of 10. US Bank Stadium, home of the Minnesota Vikings. Just look at that. If you don't tell me that looks absolutely awesome, I don't know what to say. And thank God it can be indoors because it's so freaking cold in Minnesota. This is an awesome looking stadium. 9.5 out of 10. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, home of the Atlanta Falcons. The newest stadium in the NFL. It's awesome. It costs a lot of money. So that right there shows you how awesome the stadium actually is. And I know the atmosphere is insane. And even their soccer team brings over 70,000 people almost at every single game. That's like FC Barcelona, Real Madrid numbers. So this stadium has had some good life in its short lifespan. Probably my first 10 out of 10. Lambeau Field, home of the Green Bay Packers. And it's like blasphemy if you don't give Lambeau Field a 10 out of 10 rating. Probably the most iconic stadium in NFL history. An incredible atmosphere, incredible fans. It just can get probably a little bit too cold for my liking. But once again, 10 out of 10. Heinz Field, home of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Another pretty incredible and pretty iconic stadium. When you think of the Steelers, you immediately think of this stadium. Awesome atmosphere all the time. It's not as expensive stadium as maybe a Mercedes-Benz Superdome. I'm just grasping at straws when trying to rate these things. I'll go 9.5 out of 10 instead of 10 out of 10. Sorry. Centurylink Field, home of the Seattle Seahawks. Aside from the fact that Centurylink is my internet provider and they sponsor the Seahawks Stadium, but yet can only provide me with the best package of 0.4 megabytes per upload per second. Aside from that fact, let's put the bias aside. This stadium is pretty awesome. It was one of the coolest looking stadiums in the NFL, and plus it's more than likely the loudest. So with that said, 10 out of 10. And last but not least, at&t Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys. And I can't personally say how an atmosphere is here, but what I do know is this stadium costs a lot of money and is the most modern in the NFL, also known as Jerry's World. I don't know if it's the most incredible atmosphere, but I do know it's one of the coolest and most awesome looking stadiums in the NFL, so once again, have to go 10 out of 10. So hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video, and if you did, make sure to drop a like. If you guys have any other ideas for videos like this, let me know in the comments to have a chance to be featured like Caden was at the beginning. Be sure to drop a like if you did enjoy. Let's see if we can smash 2,000 likes for today's video. Be sure to subscribe if you are new and turn on the notification bell if you haven't. With that said, I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. I don't normally do this, but go watch the video from earlier today if you haven't. It's one of my most favorite videos I've made in probably months, maybe a year. So go watch it if you haven't. With that said, catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. God bless and peace.